Welcome back to my channel. I'm James. Today I've got some very exciting advanced reviews and we're going to be deep diving into the upcoming Matinee 4K UltraHD and RoboCop 2 and RoboCop 2014, the reboot on 4K UltraHD for the first time ever. Now, I did get these in a full 2.5 weeks early for review for me to dive into and test for all of you. I can tell you in today's video, I have some very surprising information to share with you about some of these 4K releases. And let me tell you, it was a big surprise to me. Now, in today's video, I'm also going to be doing my exclusive 4K versus the original Blu Ray releases image comparison. That's where I pull the native data from all of the 4K discs and from the previous Blu Ray releases and show you up above what it compares image quality, sound quality, to let you know if these are something worth upgrading. Then I always wrap it up with my review score of each of these, and that sum up total quality lets you know if these are something you should buy and actually add to your collection. Now, it's always extremely important if you decide you're gonna buy any of these 4K releases after you get done hearing my reviews. Always make sure to go down to those Amazon sale links I've posted as a pinned comment in the comment section right below this video. Those links down there never cost you, the viewer, a penny extra when you click on them, but they are extremely important to the creation of all of this content I create for you here on my YouTube channel. And the only way I can always continue to create all of this content every week is through you, my viewers and subscribers' support, through using those direct Amazon sale links right down there below. You see, I'm not sponsored or paid by any of these studios, so the only way I can always do this full time and constantly test, analyze, and pull all of this native data for all of you is directly through your support by always clicking and using on those direct Amazon sale links right down there below. Now, to start off today, we're going to be talking about Joe Dante's 1993 cult classic, just wonderful family comedy adventure film. And it really does show the love of cinema set back during the Cold War. Now, this is the previous Blu Ray that you're seeing the native images pulled from up above. Now, the previous Blu Ray did have a slightly softer image. It was good looking and I did really enjoy it, but it always had a slightly softer audio mix. There was a lot of things, especially in dialogue, that it was just a quieter audio mix, and some of the times you had to turn it up quite a bit louder to hear some of it, and it was slightly inconsistent where it had some up and downs with the audio and image quality wise. Now, I am happy to report for this new 4K release, it is a native 4K that was created from a brand new 4K restoration of the original camera negative that was supervised and approved by the original director himself, Joe Dante, along with a brand new Dolby Vision and HDR10 color grading and master. And I can tell you right off the bat, as you're noticing right away, the Dolby Vision and HDR10 implementation is beautiful. It adds nice vibrancy to colors and life to the image that I did enjoy the previous Blu Ray, but I didn't really realize till I sat down and started comparing them, as you're seeing above, the drastic differences in how nice of a new color grading, and that Dolby Vision was an easy 10% better looking than the HDR10 layer. Now, both of them were implemented wonderfully well. It's just Dolby Vision had just the one up with just slight 10% more vibrancy, better skin tones. Overall, it lended to why Dolby Vision was the way I want to watch it. It was really one of those wow experiences. Now, I am happy to report this does have a perfectly stable, natural layer of film grain from beginning to end. There was no fluctuations, no banding, no blocking, no issues whatsoever. And I can tell you, this is one of those shocking 4K experiences. Whereas a native 4K with that Dolby Vision and HDR10 being implemented perfectly, along with the 4K restoration they did, produced a reference quality looking 4K image that is literally stunning to behold from beginning to end. You will sit there like I did when I popped this in and started comparing it to the previous Blu Ray, and it was literally just, wow. I mean, honestly, not that my jaw dropped to the ground because I test and review hundreds of 4Ks every year, but it was one of those that stood above most of the 4Ks as just reference quality image. I was shocked at the work and the level of detail and depth in this image, and how much of a massive, drastic improvement it was over that previous Blu Ray, that it simply destroyed that image quality wise. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to go down and give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you're notified right away whenever I release any of these advanced exclusive reviews That way you never miss out on any of this content. So make sure to go down there, give this video a like and a thumbs up for me, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, I have another massive treat to share with all of you. This also includes a brand new Dolby Atmos audio mix. And that is where we get another night and day improvement over the softer and inconsistent audio mix of the previous Blu-ray release. Like I did say, I enjoyed the previous Blu-ray, but I will tell you the audio mix on this simply annihilates the previous Blu-ray. It's crystal clear, clean, has amazing range, uses the height channels in some very immersive ways, that throughout the film there's scenes where jets fly over the house and things obviously when they're in the theater and the ground shaking and the roof shaking and you hear stuff falling overhead. Overall, the way they implemented the Dolby Atmos in this was a very surprisingly enjoyable and immersive Dolby Atmos mix. And let me tell you, there's some LFE on this that will rattle your neighbor's walls. Especially with the whole scene where the theater's coming apart and the sound effects and everything going off. The LFE and the bass response is absolutely stunning on this. And was really a surprising experience that my wife and I were sitting there smiling the entire time. It really did make it feel like watching this for the first time all over again, with how amazing of a 4K restoration they did and how amazing that Dolby Atmos mix was that I did not expect to get out of this 4K release. Now, show what you get in this. You do get this limited edition, collector's edition slipcover on this with different artwork. I really like this. It says Shout Select number 37. Says it on the side, talks about it on the back. You do get new audio commentaries, all the special features from the previous Blu-ray carryover. The only thing I did notice was there was a 3-minute MANT trailer that was missing that was on the previous Blu-rays, but other than that, everything else is included in this. I will say the amount of special features, including the new audio commentary, was very enjoyable, and I did like that they included some new stuff there. Though to be honest, the image quality and sound quality on this was worth the price of admission alone. The extra stuff they threw in there was just a nice added bonus. Now, when you get inside here, you do get your Blu-ray disc, which does have your new transfer on it, and you do get your new 4K Ultra HD disc. I will tell you I tested both. Blu-ray is region A locked. 4K disc is 100% region free. You won't have any issues playing this anywhere worldwide. So if you decide you're gonna buy this or import this, that direct Amazon sale link I put down there below ships anywhere worldwide. Now, if you want a recommendation of another really good family comedy film that had an amazing 4K restoration as well with amazing Dolby Atmos, you wanna check out Matilda. That's available right now on this channel. I did an exclusive image comparison versus the old Blu-ray release to show you what the image and sound is like. And let me tell you, that is one of those you don't want to miss out on. It's another limited edition release. I did test that and review that on this channel. Now, I did dive into and test out the rough average bitrate for all of you. Some more exciting information. This had a very high, healthy, and extremely strong rough average bitrate of 88 megabits per second. Lends to why it has such a beautiful 4K image from beginning to end. Now, getting to my review score. For Matinee in the collector's edition set, this gets a reference quality 9.7. It's a must buy. You need to buy, add to your collection. If you've never experienced Joe Dante's cult classic film, it really is one of those films that harkens back to the 1960s during the Cold War era. And it plays off of the hysteria of the nuclear war and basically worried about nuclear bombs being dropped on us from Cuba. And it plays off of that, basically a director, creator of films, plays off of that with his films and the scariness and brings a film to a smaller town in Florida. And it's basically how everybody gets wrapped up in it and things happen and escalate and it gets really funny and it's just really well done and entertaining. And it's one of those films I go back to year after year and I enjoy watching over and over again. This is one of those reference quality 9.7 releases that's a must buy, not only for the film, but this is stunning to behold and listen to. You'll be shocked at the quality of this and you'll sit back and say, wow, this is one of those I want to show off to people that come to my home because the image is so darn beautiful. And man, did it surprise me the level of work and what was done for this beautiful reference quality release, that it absolutely destroyed the Blu-ray release in every area of the image and every area of the sound. It is such a massive upgrade that it's hard to think of that Blu-ray I actually enjoyed, because I sit back and watch this, I never want to watch that Blu-ray ever again with how stunning this is. Now, if you decide you're going to buy this and add this to your collection, make sure to use that direct Amazon sale link I posted right down there below. Also, make sure to start the conversation in the comment section below and let me know if you've ever seen Matinee. Let me know if you're excited to experience this upcoming 4K here in about 2 weeks is when it actually releases, and let me know how excited you are now that you've heard my review score. Next up, we have the 1990 RoboCop 2. This is the sequel to the first RoboCop. I can tell you this is one of those really good and entertaining sci-fi sequels. Now, for this 4K release, it is a native 4K created from a brand new 4K scan of the original camera negative, along with a brand new Dolby Vision and HDR10 color grading and master. And let me tell you, it produces a very strikingly beautiful native 4K image in most scenes. Now, the reason I use most is if you remember the film and how it was originally finished and created, there's numerous CRT VHS style scenes where it has like the scan lines that are going across the screen based on the VHS quality of how they finished it at that time period. They're not heavy throughout the entire film, as in there's hundreds and hundreds of them, but they are consistent. Every once in a while they do come up in the film. Those specific scenes do have some slight issues on this 4K release in the sense of, with the Dolby Vision and HDR10 layer, they do cause some flashing and flickering due to how low quality those scenes were finished and how they were created. And when they go back and scan it, no matter how many times they scan that same scene over and over, because of how it was originally created with the technology back in 1990, and how it was intentionally created with those scan lines to present a lower quality image, the HDR layer causes some slight issues with some slight flickering on it. That was something that did kind of distract when those scenes would come up. Now, they are quite a bit lower quality, obviously, than you'll notice than the native images. And there's one other thing you will encounter on that. When it gets to those scenes, the bitrate does drop drastically to the low 40s and 50s in those scenes. Then it goes right back up instantly when it's back to regular film scenes without those scan lines. So you will notice a difference in image quality drastically between those scenes. Thankfully though, the scanned scenes, they appear randomly short for a few seconds and then they're over. The rest of the image has nice stable layer of film grain from beginning to end, and it is extremely detailed. I was shocked at how much more depth and detail I could actually see versus that previous Blu-ray in all of the scenes that aren't those VHS style quality. And I will tell you, it is a shocking upgrade, and I was very surprised at how nice, and even the film grain being so stable without any of the blocking that I encountered in that previous Blu-ray. There's not a single instance of blocking, banding, digital noise. The only thing, as I said, is those lower quality scenes that are always going to be there and kind of stick out like a sore thumb a little bit more because of the HDR10 and Dolby Vision implementation, causing some flickering with those VHS scan lines, causes slight issues on it, which make them stand out a little more. But other than that, the image on this is simply stunning. Now, there was something very unique that Scream Factory did for this release. It includes an English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 mix. It's very strong, clean, and clear. I enjoyed it, and it is louder sounding than the previous Blu-ray, but there's other things that are included as well. We also got a brand new MGM 2.0 stereo mix, along with the Laserdisc 2.0 stereo audio mix as well. So we got some very unique audio mixes included in this, and I actually think that's one of the first times I've heard of the Laserdisc mix being included with the new MGM 2.0 and the DTS 5.1 lossless. All of those different audio mixes being combined make this a very unique set. Now, I will tell you there is one thing I wish. If you watched my previous review on Matinee, with that reference quality audio and image quality, I wish this would have had a Dolby Atmos audio mix just like what they did for Matinee. Because I will tell you that Dolby Atmos mix would have been awesome to have it implemented with the gunfire, explosions, and all the sound effects. They could have had something really cool added to this. Now, it is nice they included all those other audio mixes because they're fun things to have in there to hear the differences between them. But my thing is I love immersive Dolby Atmos. I would have loved to have that. Now, show what you get in this. It does come in this limited collector's edition slipcover. I really like the artwork. On the side it says RoboCop 2. Talks about it on the back here. You do get on the new Blu-ray the new 4K scan that they did with all of the new stuff on the Blu-ray. It's not the previous Blu-ray transfer included on this Blu-ray. Along with all of the previous special features are included in this as well, so you're not missing out on anything. Now, when you get inside here, you do get your Blu-ray disc. I tested it. It's 100% region A locked. 4K, 100% region free. So if you want to watch the 4K anywhere worldwide, it'll play anywhere worldwide, and that direct Amazon sale link I posted down there ships anywhere worldwide. So if you're wanting to buy this or import this, make sure to use that direct Amazon sale link right down there below. Now, if you haven't checked out my previous RoboCop review, I dived into and tested with an exclusive 4K versus Blu-ray image comparison the first RoboCop film, which is from Arrow Video. I love that release. It has a very good Dolby Atmos mix. I love the image quality on it. And it is one of those that was a massive upgrade. That is one of those films that I love watching. RoboCop 2 is one of those I enjoy as well. Do I think it's as strong as RoboCop 1? No. But I do enjoy it, and I think that it adds to the RoboCop universe, and I do like that they brought back Peter Weller for it as well. And it is one of those, now having it on 4K, it is such an enjoyable upgrade over the previous Blu-ray that I'm glad that they released it on 4K. Now, I did dive into and test out the rough average bitrate for all of you. Even with those dips I was explaining to you earlier on, even with those included, it still has an extremely high, healthy 89 megabits per second. It lends to why, throughout the rest of it, it is such a nice filmic image that just looks absolutely stunningly beautiful, that I was very surprised. And that's where those image scenes that basically they go down for a few seconds because they're that lower quality, instantly shoot right back up to the high 90s throughout the rest of it, which is why for the most part the image is so strikingly beautiful. Now, getting to my review score, summing up the total quality of the image and sound quality, this gets a very good 9.2. It's a massive upgrade and a must buy. You need to buy and add to your collection. If you like RoboCop at all, this is a worthwhile addition and a worthwhile upgrade to your collection. If you've seen the film, you know exactly what to expect with those basically scanline VHS scenes that have always existed. They're not going anywhere based on how they originally created it in 1990. So knowing that and going into that, you know what to expect. The rest of the scenes are simply beautiful. You will sit there and just be wowed the entire time. This is the best I think we're ever going to see for RoboCop 2. I don't see anything ever coming out better than this because the image quality on this is very good. This is another must-buy, 9.2. Let me know how much you enjoy this sequel. Do you enjoy the first film more than this, or do you enjoy the sequel part 2 even more than that? I can tell you RoboCop 3 is actually being worked on and planned for a future 4K release later this year as well. I'll have an announcement coming up here. Probably my guess would be in about a month or 2 months. I should have that announcement available with the pre-order link. But it is being worked on, so we will be getting the entire original trilogy basically of RoboCop films on 4K before the end of the year. Now, if you've decided you're going to buy and add this to your collection, make sure to go down and use that direct Amazon sale link down there below. Those are extremely important to help out this channel. Next up, we have the 2014 RoboCop reboot. Now, this film did go in drastically different directions than any of the previous RoboCop films because they were trying to start a new universe, a more gritty, kind of grounded universe. I really enjoy this film. There are some folks that compared it too much to the original RoboCop and the satire and things like that. This was trying to do something slightly different, and I do appreciate it for that. And I enjoy the acting in it, the special effects in it are top notch, and the ensemble cast is really good. It's really a who's who of amazing actors. Joel Kinnaman, Gary Oldman, Michael Keaton, Samuel L. Jackson, and that's just to name a few of the actors that appear in it. I have a good time with it, and watching it again, I really realized how much I enjoyed this film since I originally saw it when it came out on Blu Ray. Now, I own it in the metal pack on Blu Ray, and I did enjoy it, but going back and comparing them side by side, I could see numerous instances of Black Crush on this Blu Ray. There's instances of where it just got so dark you couldn't see much of anything in his armor and things around him. And as far as the actual color grading goes, it leans more towards a grayish color grading. They were kind of going for more of a metal almost appearance, it seemed like, on this previous Blu Ray, and that wasn't the way it appeared in cinemas when I originally saw it. Well, I am happy to report for this new 4K, they did a brand new 4K remaster of the original digital intermediate to create this new 4K transfer. Along with that, they did a brand new Dolby Vision and HDR10 master that produces a very strikingly pristine 4K image from beginning to end. There was not a single instance of black crush. It has brilliant whites, inky blacks, zero black crush, no banding, no blocking, no digital noise, no issues whatsoever. The image is simply pristine and is wonderful to behold. I was amazed at things that I actually couldn't see because of the black crush that existed on this previous Blu-ray. In this case, that's gone. You can see in those images and it is nicely detailed. So many things I could see that I never could see on this previous Blu-ray. Depth and detail is very shocking, and it goes directly into that new 4K remaster they did from the original sources to create this 4K transfer. I will tell you also the colors are very vibrant due to the wonderful Dolby Vision and HDR10 implementation. There was not really any variance between them that I could see. It was so slight that I enjoyed both the HDR10 and Dolby Vision the same, but it does add much needed life to this that was missing on the previous Blu-ray altogether. As I said, this had a more grayish overtone to it, colors, skin tones, everything. This has a more natural and vibrant color scheme to it that overall it doesn't go into color bleed, but it just looks beautiful. Skin tones look lifelike, just like you'd appear if you saw him in person. Colors like his red visor, man, did they look outstanding on this, as opposed to everything is just slightly more muted on the Blu-ray when I compared them side by side. And I will say, it's a stunning visual upgrade in every area of the image over the previous Blu-ray. I didn't expect it to be that. I kind of thought they were just going to slap it onto 4K, basically take Blu-ray transfer, throw it onto 4K and say, hey, there you go. Because sometimes with films that weren't as massive of blockbuster hits in the box office, they kind of throw some of those on 4K that I've seen over the years with not much work. They did a ton of work on this, and it's noticeable from the opening scene all the way to the end that I was very shocked and surprised and very thankful that it's worth the price of admission for this in the image quality alone. Now, we also get an English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. It's very clean and clear, and it has very good range with good LFE, and it is very enjoyable. Now, show what you get in this. This is the limited collector's edition slipcover. I really like this artwork with the blues and the reds. It says RoboCop on the sides, MGM, and the special features that are on here, it does have more special features than the original Blu-ray release as well. So that's a nice little touch that you got some extra things included in this that weren't included in the previous Blu-ray. Now, show what you get inside here. This is your Blu-ray disc. I did test it. It's 100% region A locked. 4K disc, 100% region free. So if you're wanting to buy this or import this and have this shipped anywhere worldwide, you can watch the 4K disc, no issues whatsoever. That direct Amazon sale link down there ships anywhere worldwide. Now, I did dive into and test out the rough average bitrate for all of you. I have a big surprise. This has a shockingly high, shockingly healthy, and extremely strong 96 megabits per second. Wow. Shocking experience. At the beginning of this video, I told you there was a lot of shocking things I discovered through my testing. This was one of them. Matinee was another one of them. Big shocking surprise on both Matinee and this. I did not expect to get anywhere near that high a rough average bitrate. Lends to why it is such a massive improvement, upgrade. The 4K remaster they did on this, I'm very happy and surprised for. I was really expecting not much work to be done and it to be a kind of poor transfer. I'm just being honest that it's one of those things that I didn't think with how it's kind of more one of those films that some people brushed aside. I really enjoy it. I think it's a great sci-fi action film with some heart. Now, getting to my review score for the RoboCop reboot, this gets a stellar 9.5. It's a must buy. You need to buy, add to your collection, and to be honest with you, it annihilates the previous Blu-ray. Every single thing about this Blu-ray I will never experience again because of how amazing it looked. That it really does, and when I say it feels like a fresh new watch, that it was watching it for the first time, because this doesn't have any of that black or gray crush from that previous Blu-ray, it truly is like watching it for the first time and a stunning experience. You need to experience it in this stellar 4K release that is really a shocking surprise. You'll sit back and say to yourself, I can't believe how gorgeous this film is. And I really wish other films would get this level of work because there's been some reviews I've reviewed over the last several years that really have just been poor 4K releases. And I've let you know about them because I've always been upfront and honest with all of you. When something's poor and I test it and review it, I always share that with you. Well, I'll be honest with you, the level and quality of this really did shock and surprise me. This is a stellar 9.5 and a must-buy you need to have in your collection. Let me know if you've seen this film yet. Let me know if you're going to give it another chance on this stellar 4K release. Let me know if you're excited for this. I was, because I enjoyed the film. I won't say I loved it as much as the original RoboCop, but I will say this is one of those that has grown on me, and watching it again, I was really surprised at how much I enjoyed it even more than I did when I originally watched it in cinemas. And maybe it's because a lot of movies coming out nowadays aren't even as good as this is. And that's kind of one of those things. You go back and watch something like this from 2014 and you realize a lot of movies that come out in cinemas now are kind of junky in comparison even to what we got in 2014. And that's where I said it made this film seem a whole lot better. Now, it's very important. If you decide you're going to buy or add any of these 4Ks I've tested and reviewed to your collection, always go down and use those direct Amazon sale links I pinned as a comment in the comment section right below this video. Those links down there, I can't describe to you how important they are. You see, I'm not sponsored, I'm not paid by any of these studios, I don't get any money from any of these companies. The only way I can always continue to test, analyze, and review all of these full time for all of you like I do is through your support by always using those direct Amazon sale links down there below and joining my Collectors VIP Club. Both the VIP Club and those links down there are extremely important. That's the only way I can afford to do this full time for all of you and constantly bring you all of this content you enjoy watching. And I do want to say from the bottom of my heart, as always, thank you so much to every one of you for letting me share the love of physical media, of movies and TV series every week with all of you here on my channel. Your support is extremely valuable. When you use those links down there and you join my Collectors VIP Club, it means the world to me, and I want to say thank you. As always, I truly hope all of you have a blessed day, that you had fun watching all of these advanced reviews today, and that you're excited about these releases. Start the conversation in the comment section below and let me know what of these you're excited for. Share your excitement down below. As always, I always have something new, early, exclusive, and exciting coming out very soon.